Hi, my 69 awakening wonders. My name is Trey Smith, and you are watching Trey's Myths and Tunes on YouTube and Odyssey. And today, I'm going to discuss the secular and the sacred. One of my pet peeves and favorite topics. Do you know where you're going to? Do you see the things this life is showing you? Like where you're going to? And do you know, na na na, da 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 da, what life is showing you? You know they say we make great pets. We make great pets. We make great pets. So many Dracos and Anunnaki, Illuminati, nasty, naughty, black magician, wizards, interdimensional great aliens, and all kind of interdimensional parasites. They love humans 'cause they say we make great pets. We make great pets, they say. We make such great pets. Wow, 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 wow. The secular and the sacred. The concept of the dog-eat-dog world, social Darwinism, those are secular truths. They're bullshit. The truth is that humans are naturally, like many animal species, and they must be in community, not in a fake ass idea of communism with totalitarian leaders and dictators and slaves and followers, but a real community, like intentional community, not an unintentional community. So the world makes your wife, your hooker, your slave, your cook, your maid, your psychotherapist, and your priest. If you're a traditional conservative person, heterosexual or gay, that is too many hats for one person to have in your life, man. You're going to make your husband or wife your hooker, your cook, your priest, and your slave. I mean, come on, man. That is the secular ideal, and that's why secular could be also be said secular, like sick-ular ideal. Okay? Sections of compartmentalization and realms of oneness. Okay? The secular is what leads to compartmentalization. The sacred is the realms of oneness. So marriage is not inherently secular. It's not inherently separational. But if you're obedient to the status quo or the dark side's influence, it can become that. The law of one, okay, the original human Christ race, it was said, was governed by service to others. Helping others is the nature of the real human spirit. Okay? But the Anunnaki and the reptilians and the other negative alien species that have tried to hybridize us and make us their slaves are all about service to the self, the little me. So we've had wars of conquest all the way especially since they put the Saturn Moon Matrix machinery in to recycle our souls for all these millions of years. Since we've had the patriarchy since Atlantis, we've had the base 10 architecture in the Tree of Life, or the Qipaloth also. So this is from Lisa Renee. So she says that the real human Tree of Life has a base 12 architecture in hierogamic union. In other words, you have the Almighty Spirit Creator. It's the base of 3, the oneness, you, and that woman. Whereas this is where the modern spiritualization of base lewd sex, or sex with young people because they're horny and cute, comes from this base 10 idea that the world is based in sex. but actually it's the hierogamic union, because there will be no evolution of souls if it was just lewd sexual reproduction. And hierogamic union is an idea that marriage is sacred when a man and a woman are truly soulmated partners with the real Christ. It leads to 3. The base 12 architecture and numerology is 3. So in a modern marriage, you're and it's the opposite. You're married to the devil, literally. The Saturn box system. You marry 2 people to a judge in a black robe who happens to be a black Satanist priest. Basically, it's a 3-way contract to the government / Satan, the demiurge, Yahweh, or Lucifer, etc. You care, signing to be legally bound. You are signing to be legally bound to be a whipped husband or accept all of the manipulations and mechanizations and monetization of sex and love in that government of that state and that town in the anti-life death cult. Okay, and the anti-life death cult. All the families I know, at least in Santa Cruz and a lot of them in USA, many families I know where the partners weren't high earners, okay, were split apart by the inverted societies, and the children can only see their parents, one of their parents 6 days a month at the most. Child Protective Services, the Illuminati, the obedience to the mainstream media, the churches, the mainstream churches, schools, compulsory schools, and traditional marriage is all secular and not truly sacred. It was all designed to be irreverent, to make life seem more like something that the devil made, because the devil did make those parts of it. Begin to learn, once again, to discern the anti-life imposters in nearly all the religions, the governments, and the channelings, the fake ascended masters that are coming through, and see how fake and against the soul they truly are. And you can tell by their energy, their intention. The secular, compartmentalizing, coercive forces of darkness steering you along the road to hell, paved with your fearful go along to get along good intentions. Okay, this is where you're going, to hell, and when you think like that. Groupthink is mind flunk, yet we must live in community, even if it's electronic, because we're separated still physically by the tech. Secular marriage is often soul slavery. Okay, and Santa Cruz actually, and the dark side of Santa Cruz around here, actually destroyed and infiltrated all of the physical communities prior to the lockdown. The scientism death cult's absurd presumptions that obedient modern human sheep must believe. There is no God. There is therefore no devil. There is moral relativity. You can do whatever you want if you're rich and have sex with whoever you want and kill whoever you want if you can get away with it. Or the mafia idea, the satanic idea. Reality is whatever you can get away with. Turns you into a narcissistic predator. There is no real objective right or wrong, moral relativity, a real stupid, sick idea they spread around. Atheism is legitimate. Like it's a legitimate view. Yeah, right. You must accept the woke ideology. Therefore, secretly, you must fully accept the premise of the primacy of ego, separation, and rulership of the dark side, which is made up anyway. We all must accept the nanotech everywhere. The official reality is all lies and hooey. And if you don't know that by now, then man, watch this video again. It's all God. Yet your masters are allowed no possibility of self-respect if you're an obedient person, or discernment, or mindfulness in this system. And when you can see that, when you obey this system, that your masters have no self-respect at all, what does that tell you? Does that make you feel like you're being good? The sacred is eternal and everywhere. Not just your sexy, brilliant wife you're obsessed with, but all life is imbued with Christ. All life is inherently sacred. The secular forces of the infiltrated, institutional, alien forces secretly seek to destroy your memory of this obvious oneness in every way. They can't. Separation is a lie. I mean, our bodies are all connected to this earth. It's obvious to every 3-year-old with nice parents. The nuclear family, romantic obsession, marrying up, staying in your bubble, staying in your lane, always preoccupied with the rent, the mortgage, property tax, marriage, the kids. Only the little me ego concerns were designed to distract you from the Almighty and take over your life with the primacy of ego and the secular concepts that they strangle your consciousness with if you allow it. The answer is to remember the Christ all the time, in all situations, see the Creator in it all, yet smash the authority of the demiurge through respectful transcendence, even within the secular relationships, by realizing the human farm / jungle secularization, forcing the obedient into the matrix drip compartments where they can't see the siphoning is possible and escape is possible only through realizing that Christ is truly freedom, the real Christ, and awareness in the secular is a Maya holograph. Be aware of the real Creator in all situations and all beings, and that's the key. Considering the Kaufman's courage, okay, when I spent 5 days in the emergency room in Santa Clara Valley Trauma Center, like the third day, the hospital social worker said, "Would you like me to get you a Palm? What do you call those things? A computer, a Palm, a lap pad?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." So speaking of audacity, I had the audacity I went on BitChute and watched an interview with Andrew Kaufman. Interestingly, the same name as the comedian on the show Taxi. He's a medical MD who maintains his medical MD, who tells people that the germ theory is bogus, that Rockefeller started it to sell medicines. And now I'm working on a platform that is owned, or the president is a man whose last name is Kaufman. So there again, as I've said before, the Jewish who are on the side of freedom have truly been some of the people who stood with me on the side of, who had the courage as much as anybody, stood with me on the side of freedom. And thank you, man. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, my brothers, for being with me on the side of true freedom. And you know, Gad Saad, another brilliant, wonderful Jewish teacher in the freedom movement, said, you know, he believes people have the right to say that the Holocaust never happened, although he believes it's the most offensive thing, you know, to being a Jewish person. And he was a Lebanese Jew. He escaped literally being shot at, you know, the war that was going on there, to become a professor and a book author in USA. So, man, you know, like, God bless you, brothers, for being on the side of freedom. You know, when this Yahweh system is trying to, you know, really take it all, along with the reptilians, agreeing with the reptilians to try to take it all. Actually, in fact, according to psychics since 2020, we have the fake displaced morality, you know, in the belief in the authority of, you know, the secular system, piety and virtue signaling to the demiurge or Yahweh. I'm a good person. Accept me in the 144,000 Saturn Moon Matrix reincarnation, memory wipe, death reincarnation system, please. Let me be a permanent slave because I'm nice and tolerant to everyone.